until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bet.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What a
you go for two. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunches.
And then oh Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta. Hey, you can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marylane's got pink eye. She touched her and all.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the Governor General of the stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now?
Two screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Oh,
ouch!
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Hello.
Hello. What? How did that happen?
I don't know. We were up and then we were down.
I liked it. Thank you very much, Baldy. Yeah, old school, everyone.
Thank you so much for subbing, Kirsten. We love you. 15 months in a row. What a fucking gem.
What's insane, Chris, is I was just talking with my girlfriend, and I'm finally actually going to set up an office in my home. So
Nice.
for the first time in so many months, I'll actually have a green screen. I'll actually, have technology. I'm going to start. Oh my God, Tim Reedy just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Timmy.
Thanks. Tim gifted a bunch of subs last week as well. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you again. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got my green screen like to my right. It's there. I left the stand in the UK, so I need to buy a new thing to hang it on. But it's weird not having all the fun tech that we built up over lockdown.
Yeah,
we had so many fun little toys.
so many fun little things. You know what I mean? It just feels like it's one of those things where I enjoy doing this, and I enjoyed it when it was like a permanent thing, and it just hasn't felt like I've been in a comfortable permanent place in many months. Yeah, neither of you.
No.
But I'll tell you who has been comfortable this whole time, and that's right. Our stunt Ashley. Return to the stunt Ashley gags of this time last year, ladies and gentlemen.
But this is a stunt promo, Ashley.
Oh my God.
This is one of the first times that we've had someone on. I think it was the same person, but to promote something. We are now officially influencing the culture.
That's
You
right.
come
We're
to
TikTok.
us when
We
you
are
want
TikTok.
that UTS bump. You want to get all the viewers. We definitely don't share 100% of an audience with this guy.
No, not at all.
Well, he gets 100% of ours. We get about 2% of his. But he came here anyway. So let's bring him on. It's the absolutely incredible David Hoare.
Yeah, the pun man himself.
Oh my God! Good news. I've shat myself in preparation for being Ashley.
Very good.
Yeah. Did you see the comment in the Discord
I'm also
about
gonna
us
say
being an
this.
IBS positive stream?
We are an IBS positive stream.
I love that.
We're pro dyspraxia. We're pro anxiety. We're
Yeah.
pro IBS.
Yeah.
You know what? For Chris, we're pro.
We think
just
you should
living
have
life.
all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Listen, if you want to have stories by the time you're 28, pro divorce, very much.
Oh,
we are
the most pro divorce.
Very pro divorce.
Professionally divorced.
We are the only pro divorce, non men's rights activist podcast on the internet. Do you understand? Most pro divorce podcasts, they have this many white men, but let me tell you, they look exactly the way the three of us look, but they are not. They're not saying fun things about a. Let me tell you, the story of Ashley shitting herself and passing out in Prague would have ended with a lot more hooting and hollering, friends. I'll have you know right now.
Yeah, there would have been a lot more like, isn't that just like women?
Yeah. Oh my God. What do you?
Women do be like that.
I have to tell you, there is nothing better than a man with a British accent trying to speak like a black person from the 1990s. You know what I'm saying? Indeed, I will raise that roof, gentlemen. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
it.
Like, it's just, that's exactly. What's funny is a posh person in 2022 to do a perfect impression of a posh person in 2022, just speak like a black person in 1990 in their accent.
Well,
I
one
do
and all
believe I
drop
will-
it like it's hot.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly correct. Right there, they were just talking about the pound.
Or when they start just.
Oh yeah, 79 Palm. Thank you so much for subscribing for the 4th month in a row.
Thank you. And whoever donated Kimmers, thank you very much. Anonymous
Nice.
gifter.
Congratulations.
By the
everybody.
way, with those, we have hit a hype train. John, did you get to see Ashley's hype train last week?
No, I did not, because I've been on a cruise until today, so the video wouldn't load. I have so many cruise-related stories.
I
haven't seen the video.
anything.
But we
Pardon
have
me?
business to take care of, John.
Oh, I will watch that. Oh,
David,
but
do you
first-
want to join in on this as a musical guest?
Do you have an instrument you could get?
Would
to
you
play
like me
along
to
the hype
be?
train?
Yeah. Would you like me to join in with you, or be Ashley and be?
No, we join in. Because Ashley's not here now, we are going to have the most hype. Okay, you join in. It's the most hype train. Everyone.
Okay.
All right. Hats backwards, gentlemen. Hats backwards. David, where's your hat, and why is it not backwards? Get your hat back. We are cruising for Boosie. That's correct, Baldy. Everyone
Wear the
here.
Skull upside down. Does that help?
That's of course it will help, of course, because we're fucking. This is the hair metal hype train, everyone. Hey.
Guys, we're like the B sharps.
Yeah, and your cheap wig.
I should have tuned beforehand. Let's go. Sorry, I just have lots
That little naughty lady. I want to tell you, nothing bad ever follow someone just hitting a single note on one of those things. You know what I mean? That is the prelude to good times. Just hey, name one thing that's bad that Barbershop Quartet improves everything. Like,
Whoa, hold on, rein that shit in. Miss.
Yeah.
Just because I have a mustache now doesn't mean I'm pro barbershop quartet.
One thing that isn't improved by a barbershop quartet. Name one thing that's
everything. Have you ever actually seen one live when they show up? Thank you, King
I certainly
Geo,
have.
for subbing. We love.
Thank you, King Geo.
On the scale of Barbershop Quartet to them Pitch Perfect movies, I'm way on the side of Barbershop Quartet. Like music that was designed to be sung.
What is it?
Those acapella
movie?
groups. Pitch Perfect is actually a very fun movie, but like the acapella groups that sort of blew up. It was like Pentatonics was the big one.
Yeah,
and
I have
then
no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
If you imagine pop songs
fucking
you
embarrassing.
like, imagine if people were like, we're going to sing it all a cappella and we're going to do all the parts, but rather than like enjoying themselves and making it fun for everyone, they're just like, can you believe we're doing this? Can you believe it?
It's so earnest. Like to give you an idea,
the most irritating thing in the world.
The person that plays awkward, Pinky, thank you so much for the sub. The person that plays like the alpha a cappella guy in Pitch Perfect is Adam Devine. That's the kind of
what?
You know Adam Devine from Workaholics. And,
I don't like that he became a leading man. I'm going to tell you right now.
He is not. That is a Anna Kendrick movie throughout. But he sort of shows up as like a bit character, like a cappella douche, and it's exactly that kind of like that, like very earnest, overconfident, cringe, proud of something that's fucking insane. That's the a cappella vibe.
Yeah, it's awful.
I mean, we need to dive deep into the chat. We have a lot of stuff. King Geo WTF, welcome back, my friend King Geo WTF. Taking some personal time away from chatting in the stream well, I'm not going to get into his business, but welcome back.
Welcome back, buddy. We missed you. It's good to see you.
Name one thing that is not improved by Schindler's List. Schindler's List would be so improved by a barbershop quartet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're off to the ovens. Oh, what a shame the Third Reich is. You know what I'm saying? Barbershop quartet.
I was picturing like three dudes harmonizing Goodbye Jews.
Oh, exactly correct. Even better. And this, your memory will not be forgot. You know what I mean? That's great. Ben Hall, do you want to support my business? It focuses on selling pre-loved like secondhand dildos and butt plugs.
My favorite thing on Twitch is people coming into streams like this being like, I'm going to say dildos and butt plugs and see how they react. And then the people on screen are like, so let me tell you the 17th time I shit myself.
Yeah, exactly.
You just completely undercut. Like they're like, oh, I said anus. And you're like, let me show you my anus.
Sir, do you understand that I have a dildo that's not even for sex stuff? I just use it to tamp down food.
Oh, it's my meat tenderizer.
Exactly.
If it's chicken, I use the head. And if it's beef, I use the balls side.
That's correct. I always find it weird when the dildo has the balls. You know what I mean? Like, is that a feature where they're like?
I was talking to someone about this recently, and she was saying that she much prefers the ones with the balls.
Interesting.
And I was honestly taken aback, but she was like, yeah, no, it's just like it's closer to the real thing, and it's more like because the whole area is sensitive, and so it's more surface area touched. And I was like, all right, fair enough. I was amazed.
It's all about surface area.
It's all about surface area. It's a huge amount of the female anatomy comes down to geometry, which I was surprised about.
I mean, the pauses you took in that sentence were absolutely ghastly. Just the way that you took the pause between a woman's anatomy and...
I could not remember the word geometry.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got to tell you, did you no favors at all, my friend.
I like how this week, with Ashley not being here, Chris is like, I will be the expert on the female anatomy this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you a thing or two.
What do you know about the clitoris? And that you get yourself a protractor. You know what I mean?
And here's what they like when you go boing on it. You gotta build the tension and then just let that shit.
I like
loose.
how Chris is saying this while looking like the guy that gives the guy gadgets in an action movie from the 90s. It's great, and I enjoy it.
Here
Also,
you go, Spy Kids. This is what you need, boy.
Yeah, exactly. In a way, this is why you're here and how you're going to save your parents. Coming in from Yes Meatballs, what do you think the crossover? Although I like how it was written as crossover between number one Barbershop Quartet in college and two is now an alt-right shithead. I think it's high as fuck. I also think it's high as fuck. And let me tell you something else that would have been approved by January 6th, which is a Barbershop Quartet just in the rotunda of the Capitol. You don't always hear the song they're singing, but you hear snippets. How much better would January 6th have been? And he's the 45th president. Joe Biden. Joe Biden did not.
You know that bit. You know that bit where the guy just stuck his hand out of a door and fired a gun without like looking where he's aiming it. Yeah. Just if you did that and one of the harmonies just dropped out. Yeah. They just carried on going.
But how silly would it be if in the background of all these like angry dudes in camo gear, you just see those like candy cane pinstripe
That's
suits
exactly
just
what
off
I'm
of the
talking
back
about.
corner?
Yeah. I'd also
how are you storming the Capitol?
Yeah, exactly. You see, you know what I mean? You know what the Capitol uprising lacked? Someone doing the Charleston. You know what I mean? Someone doing that weird dance you occasionally see in newsreels, where they're on the tips, like the back of their feet with their arms outstretched. You know what I'm talking about? This dance. Where's that guy? Where's that fucking guy?
Why weren't they just storming the Capitol, going storm the Capitol?
Exactly.
Storm the Capitol. Just do it.
Yeah, it was a bit too much Once Upon a Time in the West and not enough West Side Story for me, that insurrection. You know what I'm saying? Chris gets it.
I get it. Did anyone see the new West Side Story?
No. I don't engage in this culture.
No. Apparently it was very well made, but I will not watch a musical because I won't make it through.
I mean, I love a musical, but I love it live. Like, there's a part of the magic, especially of a giant Broadway musical, as you're watching it, you're just thinking, should have just made this a movie. This is so much harder doing it this way. And then when you watch the movie, you're like, they're just singing though. That's what's so amazing about the musical is it's never satisfying.
So embarrassing
because they've got the new Matilda. They've made it into a film, and that was written by Tim Minchin. So I'm kind of wanting to see it just because, support musical comedians in all shapes and sizes.
I understand that.
And the actual Matilda.
You're like the furries of the comedy world. It's like everyone's
just carrying our gear in, and
everyone's like, a little mad about it, but we're gradually coming to accept that you have feelings too.
It's even truer than that, which is also like if you're an American musical comedian, I'm like, come on, man, like that's where real comedians are from. What the fuck are you doing? But a musical comedian from any other country, I'm like, that's a craftsman and should be accepted just like any other part of our art form. In the same way that if I meet an American furry, I'm like, you guys are crazy enough. You don't get to do this as well. You know what I mean? Like you guys get guns and you get to believe in a type of Jesus that is white who rode a dinosaur. That's where you get to be crazy. You don't also get to dress up like a unicorn. You got like you're either a Care Bear or you know what I mean? Go ahead, David.
Sure, but what's the crossover Venn diagram of Care Bears, fairies to Barbershop Quartet?
Oh my God! Again, something that would be so improved.
Super low.
Like very low.
It's a much more overlap. It's a much more overlap between barbershop quartets and Republican congressmen who are anti-gay and get caught in with rent boys.
I would
that's
say
like a 100% overlap.
I was going to say what's the Venn diagram where it's just the same line? It's the same thing.
The
like
circle.
It's the sticker is each side. You know what I mean? They're barbershop.
And then there's just a couple on the outside being like, "You guys got caught." Fuck. It's not that they're not doing
it. This is a very odd question, and I don't want to get. Oh, thank you so much. It's very sunny in this room.
Yes, we can see that.
And Brittany, as a joke, said, "Did you want a parasol?" And I said, "Yes." Well, guess what? She delivered with the bit.
How does it feel to actually have somebody funny in your house? That's amazing.
I just want to let you guys know, by the way, it's not a real parasol; it's an umbrella. So I'm bringing bad luck upon my house right now, doing this bit for everybody. I'll have you know.
No, you're just holding it. That was Brittany's doing. Unless she opened it outside and then carried it in, and then I think you're okay because it's the action of opening.
And carry it in?
Legitimate question.
Yeah. You know how I'm very much an agnostic and don't believe in good luck and bad luck, but also sometimes I spill the salt and immediately throw it behind my shoulder, of course.
Right hand, left shoulder?
You know, I just had the worst 2 years of my life, and now you've just handed me an umbrella indoors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're making it an even 3 there, David. You know what I mean?
if you accidentally knock off the mirror on your wall and that smashes on the stream, I'm gonna go nuts.
I want you all to know that don't think that I did not calculate of when I broke a mirror super drunk in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I did the math, and that year ended in 2021, so that did not count. That was not part of the bad luck, but I did count it. I did do the
Got
math.
some fresh bad luck.
Fresh bad luck, just classic chaos of the world. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Classic stuff.
Yeah,
that shit happens. That shit happens.
It certainly does.
Well, speaking of things that happen, something just happened to David.
That's right, David.
More accurately, David just made something happen.
Yeah, that's right.
This did not
I
happen.
grew some pubes. Let's go.
Yeah, David finally took a hormone regimen, and he reached the puberty of a 15-year-old boy. And you know what? We're proud of him.
And a 1 and a 2 and 1, 2, 3.
David, is it weird to say that if you look like a guy who is a youth pastor that's caught for financial crimes? You know what I'm saying? Not what's usually what a youth pastor is caught for, but like it turns out he was a gambling addict, and the collection plate made it to the baccarat.
Yeah, I've been close to both those things, so that's fine.
David, I could see you putting one foot up on a stool and being like, you know, who else would have loved skateboarding?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
of course. And let me tell you, you don't know who the first Bob Dylan was. That's JC, Jesus Christ.
Big JC right there.
The JC, yes.
A hard rain's gonna fall on sinners.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did get fairly into like Jesus as like a young teenager, and then I studied philosophy and ethics at school, and it was like all the arguments just seemed easier on the other side and made more sense. And I was like, I literally took a class at school where I was like, oh, I've just learned to be a completely different human, I guess. That's fun.
Wait, school worked?
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
Ironically, it was at a Christian school, so no.
That's why they're so against it.
Yeah.
Because it fucking works.
Do you know how easy it was to make me an agnostic? Someone was just like, or maybe it's not all that, and I was like, that's there it is. That's the truth and clarity I was looking for. You know what I mean?
I thought you were just gonna say, this is how I became agnostic. This is Judas Priest, and you're like,
yeah. Oh no, I was a Christian, and you can still be Christian and listen to Judas Priest. They have a lot of very moral lyrics, and much like most really good power metal bands, most of their songs are just the summaries of books.
Yes, yes, they are. You caught every single Pokemon. That's awesome, buddy. You have caught the love of our Lord. Yeah. Do you know what else 150 are? Psalms.
I think I told this before on stream, but the moment that I knew I wasn't religious, I was like 7 or 8, and I was in church. I was in Sunday school. And
there's nothing about this that doesn't scan. Chris sounded like a very infuriating child, by the way. Like just 7 years old. Like you seem like you were correcting your dad's grammar.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I was correcting math textbooks.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I was pointing out logical fallacies.
I see all of this with you doing it as a 7-year-old, much like Spaced, with the tash and the shave and a beer in your hand.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. It's all the same. He's just much smaller. And you'd think the mustache would make it cuter. But you just want to shave his fucking head. You know what I mean? Just chase after him with clippers. You know what I mean? I'll solve you for X, you little shit. You'd say.
Yeah.
But I was
carry the remainder on this.
Yeah. Chris has been in a lot of cars that someone has thrown something at the bumper to in a cathartic manner. You know what I mean? They don't want to get caught, but I need a fucking win over this guy. He's just too relaxed.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even have to say anything. I was sitting there. They were singing a song. There was the lyrics of the song were up on the on like a projector screen, like we used to have those old projectors, and we were sitting on the benches with all the kids. My brother was 4 next to me, maybe 5. I was 7 or 8, and they were singing a song, and there were lyrics up, but they weren't singing the lyrics that were up. They were singing a different song than the one that they'd projected. And everyone was doing it together, and it all just made sense to all of them. And I remember my brother looked up at me in that way that like younger siblings will look up to their older siblings and be like, what am I missing here? And I just looked at him being like, oh, no, this is wrong. Don't worry, we're good. And literally, it was in that moment. I'll never forget that moment of just being like, if this is church, church is fucked. It just felt too creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so were they singing the wrong words to the
They were singing literally a different song. It was like if they had the lyrics to Hotel California printed up, but they were singing Detroit Rock City. And you're just like, what the fuck is going? How did you all know to sing Detroit Rock City? Is this like is this part of your thing?
First of all, I would like to say this: there should be no disdain in your voice. Everyone should know how to sing Detroit Rock City.
But how did you know that's what you were singing?
Because I'm kind of always singing that song, Chris. It's like being the Hulk. You know what I mean?
I was singing Detroit Rock City. I was singing Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight. How's Detroit Rock City goes?
What? Like I don't know.
We built
words.
Detroit.
I know how Detroit Rock City goes.
Yeah, it's just a really sweet song about we wanted a place for union workers to have a taste of the suburbs. Unfortunately, greed got in the way. We built Detroit on drugs and sadness.
Also cars.
Apparently bouncing back, by the way. Like, you remember how everyone was like, you can buy a plot of land and build an urban garden, and in 10 years it'll be worth double. And everyone was like, no one's going to do that. Those like 8 very like the people that were doing Occupy Wall Street in Canada, those people, I think, did buy stuff in Detroit, and it's bouncing back. Isn't that exciting?
They were giving away houses for free to writers. All you had to do was show that you had like a manuscript that you were working on, and then you had to live there for a year. You couldn't sublet it, and you had to do some work on the house. And after that year, they just gave you the deed to the house. That's how cheap houses were. You just had to, it was like, legalized squatting rights for artists.
Oh my God. I really should have done that. I mean, I say that, but I also definitely should not have done that, because I did my version of that in London. Like, our house was essentially just, I would like to take David to that house one day, just to be like, here it was, here it is.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I need to see that, and the baseball diamond is like 2 of the things.
They're very close. They're very close to each other.
You can practically see one from the other.
God, I miss that baseball diamond. Although I got to tell you, it's now just given me the only sports I really enjoy now are just when I see kids. This is going to sound really creepy when I see kids playing baseball, but I just enjoy seeing just a little league. You know what I mean? You stop for a second, you're like, is he going to get a dinger? No, he's not. His dad doesn't love him. You know what I mean? It's fun.
When I was in Toronto, I go
because his dad didn't love him. That's another Kiss song, isn't it?
Yeah,
when I was in Toronto, I used to go and I watch baseball in Chrissy Pitts all the time. And sometimes I'd watch like the semi-pro guys that play down there, and other times you just watch like 9-year-olds be bored and then briefly very excited. It's so funny. I love them.
I got to tell you that if I was not in show business, I would have lived in Toronto my entire life. God, that city is it's just all right. You know what I mean? Like, it is.
Pretty good.
It is
pretty good.
It is a good solid 7.5 out of 10. You know what I mean?
These Canadian reactions to their own city.
It's like
of
Bristol.
A good solid 7.5 out of 10. David
Hoare, ladies, an album. David Hoare.
I trampled over the segue for you to promote my album, and I'm nearly doing it again. Let's go. Yes, I did. I released an album on Friday. Yay!
What
All
was
it
it
took
called?
was having a breakdown to get it finished. Yay!
You had a breakdown? Well, let's talk about your breakdown.
Yeah, sure. If you want. Well, it's the ADHD
kind of breakdown?
thing. There was my girlfriend ringing me or texting me and saying, "Are you stressed?" And I was like, maybe. And she was like, "You've woken up every night at 4 a.m. every night this week." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I started thinking about it, and with all the ADHD thing, and I realized I was trying to do 18 projects at once.
What are the other 18 things you failed to accomplish? That's right.
I did Edinburgh.
Cool.
But I wasn't. That was one thing, and just there's writing the show and also
16.
organizing to go, which were like 2 separate projects. And
15. We're down to 15.
Comedy album, potentially moving somewhere. Hiding my house. Individual rooms of my house was all different projects and all different things. So basically,
and
like
the Twitch stream and then
live
shows,
and then promote your album here with your friends John and Chris. You have to promote your album.
And then you're probably still teching things online. If I'm not
still checking things online. I've nearly finished an instrumental album, but I was like, I could need to get the comedy one out first. But I have nearly finished the other one. So
who the fuck are you, Greg Ginn? Every time you release an album with lyrics, you release one with an instrumental. That is a deep reference, by the way. It's that is the Black Flag guitarist.
Okay.
Boomsticker is asking, are you Ben from Parks and Rec?
That's so funny. Yeah,
I love the idea of if you'd called the album "Could a Depressed Man Do This?"
I mean, nearly. Like, there's a song on there called "I Want Meth," so
Yeah.
Are these the songs from your Edinburgh show? Because you did 100 songs in an hour at your Edinburgh show.
Yes. A lot of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are.
Do you have a song? This is a question I have, and we've all done Edinburgh here.
Mhm.
Did you guys ever have yours? I feel like Chris had these years where you had a joke in your show that you actually didn't really like, but you just for some reason kept saying it. And then the day after Edinburgh, you went, I'm never saying that joke again. And then that whole hour was so much better. Chris, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you think it's like a load-bearing joke that's like for the audience, and then you take it out and you're like, oh, it turns out my happiness is more important than that one fucking bullshit line.
Exactly correct.
Yeah.
Can I
there
both? I just took them out.
Nice.
Yeah, good. I actually felt like that's one of the bigger lessons of that festival, where it's like just be funny. Whatever anyone says, that's all a lie. What they actually mean is just be as funny as you can be for 1 hour in a row.
I took it out and I was like, oh no, it's going to be 45 minutes now. And then it just went really hard on the crowd participation bits and it went longer.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I was hitting about 52, 53 minutes, took out a bunch of stuff I didn't like. And then within the last week, it was always hitting 58. And I was like, the fuck? So,
nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beef Honey Chris,
I approve it.
Oh, dude.
I am now Beef Honey Chris.
Oh, dude. Oh, please be. So, do you guys know Alf, the one-liner pun comic? Chris Leeworthy?
The alien who eats cats?
Yeah.
No, he's called that because he looks like him.
Wow. I'm going to say that right now. Also, can I just say, even if that was done lightheartedly, if someone's like, you're Alf, you look like Alf, I'd be like, take that back. Take that fucking back.
He's a beehive for a nose.
Stalwart,
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah. Hey,
he went on this show that like comedians go to degrade themselves called Britain's Got Talent. And
unlike the classy Americans Got Talent, right, David? Right.
No, yeah, sorry. But he wasn't allowed to use his stage name Alf, so he just called himself Chris Leeworthy because his name. And there's basically a clip of which I can find for you if you want, where basically he comes out, he has to say to Amanda Holden what he does, and then Amanda Holden's like, "All right, darling, be good at comedy." And then there's a bit where he's about to start, and the crowd are like giving him applause. And then in the wings, just Ant or Deck, I think it's Deck, just to himself essentially, but to the camera goes, "Go on, be funny, Chris." Like just before he starts doing comedy. And it's my favorite moment of television.
When I see them doing those encouraging things that they don't mean, I always it's got to be hard because there's so many acts and you have to think of like sort of a different thing to say for everyone because you don't know which ones are going to make it on. And so there's got to be that part where you're just like, yeah, I don't know, sing that song.
Yeah, exactly. And this just happened with
Shadows.
Be funny, Chris. And I play that and piss myself laughing on my stream. I've made it a redeem. And then everyone's like, that sounds like Beef Honey Crisps. And then we're like, yay, Beef Honey Crisps.
And now it's become Beef Honey Chris. Are you telling that an alert from your stream has now just become an in-joke on our stream?
Welcome to cross-pollination.
Yes. We did it,
Synergy.
guys. This is Twitch. Yeah. Synergy.
Right. Welcome
First of
home.
all, yeah. And,
You promote my album, I'll give you a weird in-joke that you
what
don't
is
understand.
what is the Jack Donaghy line about synergy? Never question synergy? What is it? Yeah.
It's bigger than all of us.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one. I just know, do you like Phil Collins? I've got a heart, don't I?
Yeah. Got 2 ears and a heart, don't I?
I've got 2 ears and a heart, don't I? But yes.
It looks
David,
like people are like sharing lyrics of your songs.
Yeah, a bunch of this lot were here. I did also put in my Discord that I was going to be here. But yeah, Ash has been wonderful. Did I send you the? Have you guys heard the "I Want Meth" song?
No, play it. I have some.
Sing it for us right now.
I have. Well, yeah, I have. Yeah, you can either send it or David. Why don't you sing it for us live? Huh? Come on, like a real classic show.
A command performance.
Command performance, and also you have to do it at the volume that won't disturb your girlfriend. A real challenge for you. David, check my eyebrows.
I feel like a song about meth has a lot of yelling in it.
I certainly,
like
Chris, it certainly does. I have.
Would you like the recording that has my girlfriend in it?
Oh,
we want it live. We want it
live.
We want to hear you sing it. This is.
Hang on.
It's much more fun to see you sing it than we all sit appreciating it.
From your lips to God's ears, you know what I mean? Yeah, he plugged himself about being here tonight. It's like he got an album to promote or something. Goddamn right, Ninan, he's here to do it.
Look at this guy. David Hoare is becoming a professional right before our eyes, and I honestly don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Also,
I've gone
guys,
from David to motherfucker.
Also, fun thing I did on the cruise is I listened to a lot of Roger Waters interviews. I'm going to say this right now. Roger Waters, my new favorite self-sycophant. That guy, his ego rules.
It's real big.
Real big. Got into a big thing with Drake in the weekend because he kept being like, I understand that you guys have millions of streams, but I need you to acknowledge that I'm more important than you. And he kept saying that
a few weeks ago.
He's still going on about it.
Still
And they
doing
have,
that?
of course
That's so
he
funny.
is. Buddy,
so funny.
Can you hear this, by the way? Is that coming through?
Yeah,
Very
perfect.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Did
I
anyone
can't
else
believe
read
that
this?
he's. Oh, sorry. Did anyone else read this in Borat voice?
Yeah.
I can't believe that Drake and Roger Waters are.
It's the best.
At odds?
No, just like in contact with each other. That's good.
Would you like?
I don't
wanna
think
know
it's
why?
by Drake's choice.
Yeah, it's not by Drake's choice. Roger Waters got in touch because
Sure.
Here's why.
Because he's Roger Waters.
It's so much better than that. Roger Waters was playing Toronto the same day that Drake's album was released. And so the Culture Reporter covered the Drake's album release, I believe, and like something to do with the weekend, and not Roger Waters' concert. This is not a drill, and Roger Waters went fucking nuts on social media.
Amazing.
It's not like he's touring the wall anymore. It's like no one wants to hear your new stuff, Roger Waters.
Whoa. That's true. Coming in
Beardy,
from Beardy
Drake
Nurse,
is the dude
certainly-
who keeps on.
That's
messaging on those
right.
girls.
To Drake,
Absolutely correct.
I think society's ouch Roger Waters R.I.P. Lolo Frosty, welcome aboard. You're a real treat.
Lola
but
Frosty's good times.
I'm going to also say this. Yes, the revelation that 11 from Stranger Things. When was that? That must have been 4 years ago now.
That was about 4 years ago.
I text Drake every night, and everyone was like, "Wait, what? Drake the rapper?"
And
Drake, the old man?
He was like, she fucking told. Like you too normalized it, man. You made it too normal with her. And she's like, yeah, of course. Doesn't everyone just text Drake? That's a 14-year-old girl at midnight. Aren't we all doing that?
Certainly not. Not doing that. Not doing that. We're doing the opposite of that. Yeah.
Very much the opposite of that. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I just want to come to Drake's defense here for a second. Boom Sergey said Drake is the one that disses women and not Pusha T. I don't want to defend the dissing women thing because he picks all the wrong targets. But the Pusha T thing, he was one of the great modern rap beefs, Pusha T v Drake. That was when Pusha T outed that Drake has a secret child. It was very intense.
Yeah, that was so intense.
It was fucking amazing. I'll never forget where I was when I heard him say, "You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home, deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol." And I was like, I just started laughing, threw my headphones on the ground, ran around in a circle.
Can I say this right now? Can I just say this about rap beefs? This is my favorite part. Is I always, when I imagine, is always they have the dirt on them. Like there's something about it that's so petty. It's like, okay, I know he has a secret child, and I'm like, all right, what fucking rhymes with secret child?
What rhymes with alimony?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Side bitch, mud ditch. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's what I always picture. You know, it's every time. It's joyous to me. What else happened with this? I don't. I fucking hate Drake.
Can I just say I was listening
I hate him.
to. I've never heard a single Drake song that I'm like, good.
He's one of the most overrated artists of all time.
But I was listening to Run the Jewels in the car earlier, and it's still I love Run the Jewels, but it still sort of makes me laugh quite a lot that people are trying to be badass with like words.
I completely agree with you. I know exactly. Run the Jewels is exactly that. Is that they're the kind of like Run the Jewels musically is someone that walks up to the Hell's Angels and is like, "Bet you I can spell motorcycle faster than you guys." And you're just like, Killer Mike, I feel that you are helping, but like, not this way, man. You know what I mean? Like this is just. No. It's like. You know what I mean? Like it's
Blockbuster Night Mark II, and he goes like, "I do the deed in the dirt." Oh, what is it? It makes me laugh. He basically just does a load of alliteration. He's like, "I used all the D's."
Yeah,
you're like, well done. I think
Run the Jewels observation is I'm literally just running through. Like that's exactly what they are. They're like, yeah, aren't we so tough with all of our books?
Yeah,
fuck you, just fuck you.
Do you know what I'm going to cut you with? Synonyms.
Yeah. Yeah. oh yeah, sure, you've got bitches and hoes, but I've got respect for women. And
and the entire Oxford English Dictionary.
Yeah, exactly. That's true, but fuck you. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's really good. That like makes me actually able to listen to that fucking. Oh, great. Because I never could get behind Run the Jewel before, and I couldn't figure out why. Now I got it.
Oh,
yeah.
I love them as much as I giggle at them, basically. And I think that's kind of the thing is I quite like them is they're kind of trying to be funny.
Yeah,
they are quite funny with it, and they're still like.
Let me ask
being
you
swaggery,
guys
but
this.
they just occasionally they just go over the line a bit too much of just into like, and I'm amazing, and you're like, no, just talk about how you picture this. I'm a bag of dicks. Put me to your lips. Like that's.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this about the current situation in hip hop.
You're watching Three White Guys, everybody.
How are we feeling about listening to Kanye? Because I'm going to say this right now. On a Run, Black Skinhead came on.
Oh yeah,
I changed it, but I did change it to the Watch the Throne album. So that was probably not the best move.
Okay,
but
so half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least Jay-Z got some of that.
That's what it was. I was like, this is really good and actually getting me to move, but we can't do this. It's too soon. But then I was like, I don't really want to listen to the Black album. And then I was like, well, all right, we'll listen to Watch.
I don't feel the same way about Kanye stuff that I do about like say R. Kelly stuff, where because like R. Kelly is like a full like monster, whereas Kanye is an insane person. And so it's something of like, okay, well, we all watched him lose his mind in real time in front of all of us. We all knew it was coming. And so while like I don't like it as much because I don't get the joy from him. Like I remember I was at a music festival. They had this big inflatable thing and it was just Kanye's face. And it was called Happy Kanye because we hadn't seen him smile in like 6 years. And so it was just like, I remember walking past and seeing his big smile and being like, oh, I missed that. That was a fun guy. And
okay, we have to, we're going to get to this. We're going to talk more about Kanye because I have some thoughts. Then we're talking about who David Hoare could write a diss track about.
Yes.
And we're fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great. Okay. But here's my thing. And I do agree with you up to a point, but I do feel like that I think show business has been covering for how crazy Kanye is being. Now that like how many people are coming out being like, we also had to cut, like he was talking to David Letterman and they just talked about, he talked to him. They would. But it's just can we stop enabling this sick man? Like,
but that's but that's why I'm not like boycotting it. I'm not listening to it because it's not fun for me anymore. But like, there's some. I'm sure that I'll come back to it at some point because I have so many good memories of Kanye's music. But I don't feel that like, oh fuck this guy. Like I don't want to put any money in his pockets. I'm just like, this dude's lost his fucking mind, man. Like,
I've been looking for somewhere to voice my opinion on this, and this is great that you've finally teed me up. You know how Kanye spent his entire early career being like, I'm not just a producer, I'm a rapper too, and would like charge into places. I really hoped that he had never succeeded in that because I love a lot of his production and I hate all of his rapping.
Fascinating.
Every single ounce of it. I've never, ever heard. Maybe when I first heard Stronger, I was a bit like, oh, this is kind of fun. But I can't. Everyone's like, he is a genius, and then you listen to him and he goes, I'm a genius, and you're like, you're just repeating what he said back to him.
This is
like,
an interesting thing.
Let me get B by Common.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Yeah.
The best fucking production ever. That's probably the best Kanye song. The songs he did for Jay-Z, amazing. There's probably a bunch of other stuff where I heard it and I'm like, oh, what's this? I like it. And someone's like, oh, it's produced by Kanye. And my initial thing is to go like, oh, because it's Kanye. And then, but yeah, I remember hearing Touch the Sky and being like, why have you done this? You just could have just left Curtis Mayfield alone. And I just remember being like, it's like when I first heard dubstep and I was like, oh, you're supposed to like this. And then I was like, but this is annoying. And then I was just like trying to find a way into liking Kanye West and never, ever did it. And then he just started going mental. So I was like where you guys are at like 7 years ago. Like, because I was like, why are you still listening to him? He's
got it wrong, man. That's the problem.
I will actually say, I do feel a bit more conflicted. Like, yes, I agree that he is definitely someone that's super mentally unhealthy, But also, that was someone put this in the chat. Like, also at the same time, though, like there's a shitload of super mentally unhealthy people that don't like keeping, like he keeps like grabbing a microphone and being like, I understand that I'm mentally unhealthy, but I just want to say this one thing about the Jews, and everyone's like, he said he's only going to say one thing. So
I'm not like excusing anything he said, and like I love that he got dropped by all those companies. I think that's fucking dope.
After saying
I think all
could
these
say
consequences
anti-Semitic
are
shit
amazing.
and still get played by Adidas, and Adidas were like, and it just shows the fuck around, find out, guys.
That was by the way, the craziest thing. Also, can I? And this goes to my bigger thing, and I'm not saying that of you, Chris, but it's more that thing of like when I listen to his music, I'm more like, when he wrote this, did he put something in it that's like a weird, you know what I mean? That's where I am with a lot of art now when it comes to these things, where I'm like, okay, I'll tell you this right now, because the what's his album that's the red cover with all the good songs?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, that fucking album rules. But it's
album.
just, I can't, like, I'm gonna listen to Runaway. Is that running? Yeah, no, David is
one of the best hip hop albums of all time, top 5 easily.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, because it's also that thing of like the more we go through being honest and transparent, the more it's never just one thing. You know what I mean? Like, as I was listening to a Ron White stand-up album, he had one of the funniest lines I've ever heard, which was, well, I've never been accused of something that I didn't do. And that's sort of what I feel like when it comes to like anyone creative now, where it's like, we think Kanye might have some weird thoughts about the Jews. We were thinking about that, about 10 years ago. And now everyone was like, that could be Kanye. He seems so smart. And now he's just like on the new, and we're like, well, we should have listened to them. You know what I mean? That's just weird.
Have I told you my? I think somebody pointed out to me. You know the fact that on David Bowie's "Spiders from Mars" album, on this thing it says K West on the front cover, and that David Bowie shortly after that went through his Thin White Duke period where he just was saying anti-Semitic shit. And about a week before Kanye West started saying anti-Semitic shit, I was like, he basically just copies David Bowie, right? And he's the K West, and that's the thing. That's my like conspiracy theory thing. And then about a week later, it's like,
theory.
Very fun.
I gotta say this, David Bowie, I don't know what genie he met, but David Bowie died at literally the most perfect moment. Like it was literally like,
man, all those people.
No,
like, what a tragedy.
No.
It's so good they all died.
Some of them, whatever. He was perfect because he literally missed me. Like, no one's talking Me Too. No one's bringing up like all the like. What did he say when he was the Thin White Duke?
Yeah, I didn't know, because my favorite Bowie album is Station to Station, which is Thin White Duke era.
Fucking
White
Duke. $5 coffee in 2007.
Fucking love it, man. It's such a good album.
I want to set you on Arcade Fire.
Yeah. They're done too now.
I'm great. I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's not a band I need forever.
Yeah.
We had the first album. We're fine.
No, but you heard like Win Butler has been credible accusations of.
No.
Yeah.
Montreal in the aughts, everyone popular is going down. Oh boy.
Really?
In that, Arcade Fire is just the main, like, what's this private chat?
Oh, Thin White Duke Wikipedia.
If you go down to controversy.
All right, I'll bring it up.
Oh no. Oh, I just literally did a scan. Yiper diaper, David. David Bowie. Bowie.
Can we also, shall I do this here? Because ever since his death, I've not been able to say this either. Don't really care about David Bowie either.
I'm completely with
Kanye
you.
West and David Bowie.
I'm completely with you.
Quite like Labyrinth.
I really like David Bowie. I like Iggy Pop too. That's what I always say. Whenever someone's like, I like David Bowie, it's like, you like Iggy Pop is what you like. You like pop music. You like a man from Michigan just through the filter of a good pop producer. Yeah.
I love so many people that he's directly connected to.
Of course.
Brian Eno is my fucking hero. Adrian Belew is my fucking hero. Nile Rodgers is my fucking hero.
Nile Rodgers is incredible.
Do not care about I have Brian Eno's Oblique Strategy cards right here for helping me finish my album. Thank you very much. Great segue.
Oh,
do you know about Oblique Strategy?
My brother had his kid finally.
Hey!
Let's.
His partner had been in labor since like 10 p.m. last night.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
That's when they went in. Oh my, he sent me the worst fucking picture of him. That's so funny. He was so tired and so drunk, and he's not drunk, but he is tired.
That's fair. In an excellent piece of marketing, I've asked them to name the kid Irredeemable Filth. So
Oh, yay! It happened.
Congratulations, Chris.
That's so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've watched Chris, who already looked like the fun uncle, has literally before our eyes become the fun uncle. Everybody,
that's right. I have three nieces already by my older sister, but we're not close, and I don't know those kids. So now I have my first initial niece.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my god, niece! Holy shit! You were gonna on instinct just punch a little boy.
Uncle Chris.
Yeah, fun Uncle Chris. Fun Uncle Chris shooting fireworks.
Uncle Chris on the one.
Fun Uncle Chris, he's smoking.
That's right. Bringing that extra divorced energy.
Yeah. Also, whoever in the chat.
Why does Fun Uncle Chris just stare into the distance?
Whoever put in the chat, John and Chris are divorced. Kanye and Elon are really divorced. That was very funny. That was really good stuff. I didn't hear what David is laughing at, but I wish I did. What did you say?
I said, why does Fun Uncle Chris just stare into the distance? And then Chris just went. We were riffing.
We double riffed, David. That was fun. We did the old DR with the DH. That's a double riff with David Hoare.
Woo! How'd you like them apples?
I certainly enjoyed them.
I just spent the week over my nieces, and it was great fun. So I hope you get the joy of that. It's good.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. It's she's gonna be very tall. Both of her parents were good at sports, so she'll either be good at sports or like a goth. Either way, super fun. Tall goth, so funny.
Oh, yeah, and let me say someone who spent a lot of time
goth.
with Chris Betts about the genetic code of the Bettses. Stubborn, opinionated, quiet until they don't need to be quiet, and then you're like, okay,
yeah,
that's a lot of opinion.
Chris doesn't say much. Oh, he's cut through my soul. Oh,
yeah. What you realize is that he's not being quiet. Is that he's writing in his head.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah, I've heard Chris say a long time, I like listening. It's actually, no, you like writing, Chris.
That's preparing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's letting you tire yourself out.
Bit of both. Be funny, Chris.
Be funny, Chris. Excuse me, do you have any...
Speaking of not saying the things you're thinking, David Bowie, anti-Semitism.
Oh my God, here we go. This entire segment was made for this program. All right. Where's the anti-Semitism part? Let's just go straight to that. I don't need to hear about him enjoying naked lunch. William S. Burroughs. Well, he can burrow yourself a hole in the ground, you piece of shit, and fuck off.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Let me tell you. That second sentence, that's a rough one.
God. Already.
Right there.
Already.
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
I don't like, because people are right now, because of social media and everyone's so immediate, everyone's like, right now, everything's so crazy. I was literally thinking about this. There was a week in the 60s where if you were watching TV, you could have seen two people shot. Shot on television.
Yeah, yeah.
In a week. Like, that we're connected, but that second one really should have, everyone would have been like, woo! Anyway, Thin White Duke was a controversial figure while being interviewed in the persona. And I already, right there, by the way, David, how do you feel about David Bowie and all of his personas?
Well, I kind of think it's creative and interesting, but it's not great when he's using it to be like, here's my persona. Oh no, Adolf Hitler. That's gonna be a clip now,
this persona is a real piece of shit. Let's go.
I have a quick question, David. Was that your David Bowie impression? Oh, Adolf Hitler. Bowie made statements about Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany that some interpreted as expressing sympathy for fascism or even promoting fascism. That's not good, Dave. Dave.
Can I just say the fact that you're saying this like a sports reporter, like updating people on the teams, is really good.
The controversy, and we're heading down to see if the controversy is what the hell's going on here.
I dropped my phone and it hit one of those special buttons.
Oh, I hate this.
Oh, why did it thin it? Why did it thin it? Okay, there we go.
Because we're reading about the Thin White Duke.
Because I don't think you can share the code. It opened up like the code of the page.
Lovely. Yeah.
Sorry. So Thin White Duke development character controversy.
Go up. Go the fuck back up. Keep going up. Go down. Why does it say occupation under the Thin White Duke as aristocrat? I fucking hate David Bowie. Go up. Go the fuck up. Go up. Go up some more. Go up some goddamn more. Right there. In-universe information. Fuck you, David Bowie. Fucking rebel against breathing, you fucking asshole. Oh my God.
But isn't this
hate this
in his? So the Thin White Duke era is famously the time where he was in a cocaine psychosis and doesn't remember doing anything, right?
Yeah, wouldn't you? When you're like, let me tell you who is #1 good times with me, and that is Adolf Hitler. And then like a year later, they're like, when you really praised Hitler, were you like on a bunch of cocaine and couldn't remember anything? And be like, that's Can you use that? I mean, that's what happened.
I mean, if any drug's going to draw you closer to Hitler, it's going to be cocaine or meth because he was actually on that. So you guys can bond.
Exactly.
Have you seen all the people like reanalyze all the videos of Hitler at the Olympics where he's like, and like in the past they were like, he was excited for the Germans in the Olympics, and now they were like, no, he was on meth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was just fucking amped on amphetamines.
Which is so like, it's so sweet to see that evolution, because I remember that when I was like, man, this guy's really like, he really wants to talk to me. And people were like, oh no, he's on cocaine. When I was like 19, and people said that, and I was like, oh, and then I started spending time with people on coke, and it was like a shade had lifted, like I could just see the world as it was.
I remember realizing that people I knew were doing cocaine, and it was like once he's exactly that, where you're just like the scales fell from you're like, oh
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, and also that you kind of thought like what you imagined what people on cocaine were like, and you're like, well, they do crazy stuff, and then they're like, so when I was on holiday, like they're just only talking about themselves being very boring.
Me and him, we're gonna start a babysitting company. That's one of my biggest. That was what I remember. That was the first time I was able to identify that two people were on cocaine, and it was at Grumpy's Bar and Grill. If you are grilling jokes, and thank you. Now I'm the Thin White Duke, and I remember two musicians were sat beside me at the bar, and they each went to the bathroom individually after shaking hands, which I was like, I always remember that, being like, oh, that's the exchange point. And then they came back and had a 45-minute conversation about how they were going to start a summer camp to teach kids music. And
great.
And I was just like, man, oh man. One of them was in the Hellbound Hepcats. Do you remember them, Chris?
Oh, yeah, but not well enough. Did he have sort of like a pomp?
That's right.
Hairdo? Yeah.
The Hellbound Hepcats. The only thing I was the security for that bar on one St. Patrick's Day, and I watched one of them play the bass while riding it, and it was one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I've seen that guy. Yeah.
Like literally doing full spins on it. Well, so,
on the double bass.
On the double bass.
Yeah, my friend can do that.
6-string bass.
Yeah, it was a 6-string bass. Yeah, he's very small.
On the bass, and I was like, me?
Yeah. Guys, we got rated by Matt Blair, so you know.
Oh my God!
Like being trying so raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Nice. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Matt Blair.
Welcome aboard, Matt Blair. How do you feel about the Thin White Duke?
I feel about David Bowie being an anti-Semitic man. I, not to make it all about me again, but when hearing the intro song when you started and hearing that, I keep on thinking about how actually making music for you affected what I did on my album. Genuinely.
Oh, we want to hear that. Now you're talking about us, kind of. We like that.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I look for.
It was when you guys were like, "Can you do some songs for like? Can you do the songs for you?" And I did it, being like, "I'll make this. I wonder if they'll like it." And then you guys were just like, and I was like, "Oh, okay. These people really like what I do." And when I made the Mist of a Machine song. And I worked out how to do the really low, and I was like, "That's on the album about 5 times because I worked out how to do it for you." And I was like, cool. "Oh, okay, this is actually how you can utilize it and make deep voice and stuff, but you have to like deliver it in a certain pitch." I've got a robot on there as well that I have to deliver differently. But it's just like, the kind of all my other albums are mostly just me and guitar, and in this album there is not a single one that's just me strumming the guitar. It's got every single track has mentalness on it.
That's
awesome.
What is crazy is I think the best thing that you've ever done is one that we never really use, which is the Be Right Back, because we have just, the way we do the stream has just never necessitated that even a little bit, but it is spectacular. Oh, it's good stuff. I'm trying to find it right now. I'm going to bring it up.
Weird.
Bring it on up. Did you say it's weird?
Oh no, I'm looking for David Hoare in Apple Music right now just to see if it comes up.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I think it should be up there. That was the one that I didn't double. And my friend sent me a photo of it being up there.
Oh, it wasn't that it wasn't coming up. That was weird. It was that my mouse was being strange and disappearing.
Oh, I see. You were like, this is weird. David's doing a thing he shouldn't be doing.
This is weird. It just says David Hoare's album deleted because we thought it was shit, bro. Bro before. That's very intense.
David doesn't like Kanye West and therefore gets removed from Apple Music.
What's the album called again?
Irredeemable Filth.
Is that after? Did someone say that about your show during the Fringe? That's what I thought.
Andrew White, who techs the Trusty Hogs, is a good friend of mine. You probably know. I sent him a TikTok video I'd made, and he called it Irredeemable Filth, and I went, "That is an album title right there."
That's great.
This all my other album titles.
The Untitled Twitch stream will be back in a moment.
That's
I
so
feel like,
weird.
is this where you got your ambient inspiration from? Was from just killing 7 minutes for us?
I invented ambient music making this for you.
I figured it wasn't going to be Eno. It wasn't going to be any of those fucking losers.
Can you guys hear that now? I don't think it was running before.
We can hear it. We can hear it the first time.
Oh, weird.
Irredeemable Filth is my Grinder screen name. Can you make your Grinder caption the album cover? Even
oh my god, Beardy Noise, can you do that? Can we do some Grinder implementation for marketing? I've always thought that is the real key to breaking any market. Isn't this so goddamn funny? Oh, I remember I was in my old apartment.
3 albums? I don't even have one out yet. Jesus Christ!
You don't even have one album out yet?
No, I had a whole thing with the editing and the release because they're suing everybody.
Oh my god, they're suing everybody. What's so annoying about that lawsuit is it's so clearly we're in the right, and it's so clearly the other side is like, we know, but we are going to drag this out for quite some time. And it's like,
if we can save all this money, we're
what's also really irritating about who I am is that I'm like, I gotta say it. If I was them, this is what I would do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, wouldn't you do this if you were them?
Yeah, because you might get away with it.
Exactly. Like, they're not going to, but man, I would try to.
Yeah, if you count ambient albums and the one I made pre-Spotify, then this is my 6th album I finished.
That's awesome, man! Congratulations.
Were you ever going to get on Top of the Pops?
I've been watching the Top of the Pops documentaries at the moment. They've done one for each year, and I'm watching the 90s ones because it reminds me of my childhood, and I would love to have gone on Top of the Pops.
Can I just say this? Those documentaries have to be very tense because there's a real elephant in the room. You know what I mean?
I'm watching the 90s ones. I'm not watching the 80s ones where they're like, and now a pedophile. And now a pedophile. And now pedophile. But it's them, the hosts are the ones that are the pedophiles.
That's the thing, though. Because was there more than one Top of the Pops host that turned out to be an pedophile? I always thought it was just
yeah.
All right, let's bring up a list of Top of the Pops hosts.
All right, that's
what
and
we
then
got.
in a separate window,
which one are you
Operation
thinking of?
U-Tree.
Are you just thinking of JS?
I'm just thinking of the big dog. You know what I mean?
You're not thinking of
JP?
JP?
Who's JP?
Peel?
No idea. Who's John Peel?
Oh, what? John Peel, man. Even I know John Peel.
No idea.
John Peel is like this absolute legend of music.
It is so crazy.
UK. The second stage at Glastonbury is called the John Peel stage.
That's where I saw the Go Team.
I love the Go Team.
They're great.
What happened? So what did and let me guess, John Peel turns out he
married a 13-year-old. They always marry 13-year-olds. Why is it 13?
And his
monsters.
Favorite song is
Teenage Kicks.
What's Teenage Kicks? Yeah, that's right. Just like,
what?
Great song. Now it's a little sinister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's those two. I gotta say it. If that was just his favorite song, not Sinister. But then he's like, well, he married a 13-year-old, and you're like, well, then no. I think he's thinking about something else.
Yeah.
So if like the Operation U Tree stuff is
He
like
thinks that school shooters.
many of them were. I mean, this is a very depressing thing, but like a lot of them were the ones getting investigated were DJs of the time and Top of the Pops hosts of the time, basically. So
and found to be bad boys.
Yes, like Dave Lee Travis.
Yeah. Never heard of this person in my life. Why is the John Peel stage called the John Peel stage? If we know this about this person,
it hasn't hit that like tipping point of like the critical mass of anger. So
what?
Most people just haven't found out about it, and so they just don't change anything unless most people tell them.
It is a known thing that this John Peel is allegedly famous. I don't believe it.
He is. When he died, like one friend of mine like cried.
Yeah, it was all my dad's friends talked about for a while because he was like the radio host who would play music that would cut through.
But then how is
he introduced so many great bands to Britain.
And they're like, yeah, he would have been a real branch of Operation U Tree, but he's dead. So is that basically where we're at? With
no, because he wasn't like. I don't think he was doing the like militant like levels of going after young children like a lot of other
people
one.
He
just picked one and was like, that one, please.
He's like Celine Dion's husband.
Oh my God, that one's the most insane one. What's so insane about that is that the entire province of Quebec in Canada will, with a straight face, be like, but they waited till she was 16. And you're just like, come the fuck on, guys.
Yeah. Can I just point out how
fuck off
bad at promotion I am that you've been asked me, do you want to appear on Top of the Pops? And now we're discussing who may or may not be a nonce.
I got
some bad promotion for my album.
You chose to come onto this program knowing what our bread and butter is, and our bread and butter is segueing everything into, but do you know who could have been a nonce? Yeah.
I can't believe how many presenters Top of the Pops fucking had.
Yeah,
there's a whole Wikipedia page, and I have to keep scrolling to get.
Well, the thing is like in the 90s, they would just have guest hosts all the time.
No, it's like the 80s are like, oh my God, not even including special appearances.
Yeah,
Jimmy Savile, Dave Lee Travis, Dave Jensen, Peter Powell, Mike Reed, Simon Bates, Richard Skinner, Tommy Vance. That's not a third of the hosts.
Oh my God!
And quite a few of them were investigated by U-Tree.
I was gonna say all of those sound like names you would investigate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? David Lee Travers. Who the fuck is that guy? That guy sounds like he's got a bunch of feet and paint cans. You know what I'm saying?
I think Dave Lee Travis is in jail now.
Yeah,
is he really? Yeah. For what? U-Tree?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. He's one of the main arrested leading conviction is Glitter, Dave Lee Travis, Max Clifford, Rolf Harris, Chris Denning, who was a former Radio 1 DJ as well, and then some other people. But
that Max Clifford one was wild. That and the Rolf Harris one was crazy.
That was like finding out Mr. Dressup was.
That was exactly what I kept thinking, specifically for Mr. Dressup. Like, Mr. Dressup
John. So before you do that, someone who did it, Redbeard Viking Gardner, called in Michael Caine. So you're gonna have to talk about Mr. Dressup as a pedophile as Michael Caine.
But it's very interesting there.
Still got it. Wow.
I still got it. It's important to remember that as Michael Caine, it's important to remember that my Michael Caine is the best one. So here we go.
Pretty good. Have you ever seen Joe 90?
I have not seen Joe 90, but I have been to Tacos 1986 in Los Angeles.
Joe 90 is so fat.
Did you know
Joe 90 is another Jerry Anderson show like Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet and Stingray, but it's basically about a kid who can learn to do anything if he gets put in this special machine, but he sounds like Michael Caine. So they're like, and it's never like a job that they couldn't just send an adult to do. They're like, we'll get this kid to learn how to be oh no, there's a spaceship going into the sun. Quick, Joe 90, learn how to be an astronaut. And he's like, okay then. You have to say, okay then, Dad, I'll go learn to be an astronaut. As Michael Caine, go.
The only time I've ever heard someone say Joe 90 is when I'm commenting on my wife's pajamas. Darling, Joe 90 is on fire because you're too close to that candle.
It's how pleased he is with himself.
That's right. I'm a self-satisfied man from Elephant and Castle.
I like the fact that like the way that he does it means that if that version of Michael Caine was in the Italian job, like you were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I just want to let everyone know something about those doors. They were not supposed to be blown off that way. Also, say what you want about this Italian job. It ends the way all British cinema does, with no hope for a good ending. Michael Caine.
That was Michael Caine, Redbeard.
Redbeard
That's really
Viking.
I've been doing impressions on my streams. Would you like to hear
Of?
my?
Yeah.
I do Roger Moore, I do Sean Connery, and I do Marlon Brando. So, what would you like me to say as Sean Connery?
I would like Sean Connery and Marlon Brando to recreate Who's on First perfectly. If you get anything wrong, you're off the stream.
Great. I'll do exactly how I do it on my stream. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is Sean Connery and Marlon Brando doing
Who's on First.
Okay. Smush, 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 money penny.
I don't even know who that's supposed to be, but that's very funny.
Also, that was not accurate. He's off the stream. I got bad news for you, Dave. I got news for you. You motherfucking agreed to do it accurately. Now sit in your fucking hutch. Yeah. Bye, Dab. I don't know who Dab is, but that's who you are now. No, Dab. Dabbid. Good old Dab Hobe. Yeah, he's in prison. You're in fucking Twitch prison. Play your fucking harmonica down there in your hutch. That's right. That's what I like to hear. You know what I mean? That's the sound of old timey prison from the 50s. You know what I mean?
Those are the good times. Tin can on bars. That's what
exactly correct. You know what I mean? And the guard was called a screw, and he just had a nice stick with some ivory in it to kill you.
Oh man, we have to beat you to death.
Loud, piercing misery.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody who's listened in the chat to my album and bought copy. I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Have you checked it out yet? It's called The Irredeemable Filth by David Hoare. It's on all music streaming platforms, and you should listen to it immediately.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all sitting there if you're a podcast listener. And by the way, if you are a podcast listener, fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. But if you're sitting there listening and you're going, hey, I want to stop sucking a dog's dick when it comes to life, and I want to only be putting sweet, sweet truth up my soul's ass. Well, then head on over to all your favorite. Use DuckDuckGo to head on over to Tidal and download Irredeemable Filth by Dab Hoare. That's
you went a little bit Michael Caine when you said you went Irredeemable Filth.
Oh, I don't know what accent that was about to be. That was about to be the most racist accent I could possibly do. That's how bad I am at accents. I just started to try to do a Michael Caine, and I almost did an Apu. Oh my Lord in heaven! Yeah,
that's a big miss.
My name is Michael Caine, and I think you should come again.
Oh my God, David, what are you doing to us? Good Lord in heaven! Do not buy David Hoare's Irredeemable Filth, because I guess he's referring to people that voted to remain in Europe based on what we're learning about David's politics. Real racy.
Thank you for changing my name to Dab. I appreciate that. That's good. Should I do a Dab?
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I'm very upset, by the way, that I missed Dab in North America, because it only hit Europe in like 2017, and I gotta tell you, I missed it. It would have been a good time skating on ice.
I do it on stage as a joke, like as part of a joke where I talk about how I'm young enough to do all the things young people do. They just don't want me to do it with them. And then
that's a funny joke, because also dabbing is the perfect thing for that.
And then I just chuck that out. People go nuts.
Floss?
I've done it a couple times, but like I'm so bad at it that it could go either way. And so now I mention flossing, and I say that I'm not even gonna bother with it.
Oh, fair
Speaking of inside jokes, by the way, an inside joke is that David Hoare's album is not good. Just kidding. It is good. The inside joke is that I'm sarcastic. For the Patreon listeners, look what arrived in the email today.
He got it. If you want the backstory to the Blonde's Preferred Gentleman t-shirt, you're going to have to join our Patreon and listen to the last episode. because
Yeah.
Sean ordered it on stream.
On stream, and unlike that goddamn LED hat, it actually fucking showed up. Very exciting. Now, David, if I wanted to order something from you, what could that be?
You could order. I haven't had anyone had done it yet, but you can technically get a T-shirt with my album cover on the front of it because I've managed to find out how to design that because I thought that would be funny. I don't know if anyone's bought one yet.
What happens if someone buys that T-shirt? What do they get extra? Let's try and sell you one T-shirt to someone in the chat right now.
I'll send you a copy of my album. I'll send you all the.
They need something more than that. Something more now.
Picture of my taint. I don't know what do you want to.
Weird that you went taint.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, a picture of a taint is that is a fucking message. Is that not?
Yeah, that is not enticing. That's a threat.
No, certainly not.
Threat.
Yeah, because what you are letting someone know you should regret letting me in your life.
Yeah,
I've been trying to tell that to you guys for a while, but you know,
just show me your taint, baby. Horonium.
Very nice.
All the
Very,
three.
very
Go
nice.
on, big boy.
But yeah, I mean, if you would like to buy my album off of Bandcamp, that would truly be very supportive. I'll put a link to all the links.
Also,
in the
it's
things in the
always
chat.
good to put an album up on Bandcamp, so you just get an insane amount of emails from that company. Good Lord.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Bandcamp. Fucking
Yeah,
tone
let's
it down.
fucking thirsty a little
Turn
bit.
it
Jeepers
down.
creepers. Yeah, just to let you know. I'm gonna say this.
David, can you do one that's a black T-shirt that's just your face coming through the hole?
Yeah, why isn't it just the hole? I want just the hole, baby.
I want you bursting out like an alien.
David,
and put it
Just
lower
the hole in your
down.
face.
I could put it lower down. I could do that.
David,
Oh,
put
you know what I
your
want? I want
hole
underwear,
down.
like
Oh.
briefs, and I want you bursting out of there.
But you
can
want
kinda do
bursting?
Redbubble
Hang on,
like
but
that.
Chris, do you want it bursting out of? You want cock or butt? Because I want him bursting out of my butt.
Oh no, cock for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because look, he looks strained, so it's like I'm pushing. Like normally he's calm, but because like I'm so big, it's like he's like strained in my underwear.
It's $15 for either side or $25 for both. So,
Diamond guys are coming in with David. Please don't let these two in charge of your merch disagree. How about that? How about that, Diamond Geyser? I disagree. I think
fine.
Chris and I have good ideas, and I want a David escaping from my butt underwear briefs.
me escaping from your butt wearing an LED hat.
Oh my God, is that possible? Is that on the table? Can you have that designed, please? Someone please
Well, the thing
design
is that I would have to receive an LED hat, and as we know, no one can receive an LED hat. You can only buy them. You can't hope. You can never.
That's
possibly.
true. That's true. None of them actually exist. You can just buy them into
That's the
being.
most alarming thing about the LED hat is, you can only buy them. You can't possess one. You know what I mean? It's like faith.
How
Scott
David?
Snap.
What did you say to me, bitch?
I called you the lead singer of Creed, you bitch.
Oh my God, there's nothing better, by the way. That is a man from the south of England, very excited to use bitch in context. You know what I mean? It's like when a North American person gets wanker right. Oh, nothing better. You know what I mean?
What was the question, Chris?
Oh, I was just gonna say you can sing your Meth song whenever you
Yeah.
feel
Oh
like
yeah, we were gonna do that a full hour ago. Can you
That was
sing
a
your
while
Met
ago.
song now?
Great. Okay, so the context is that I found out
So
I've got
long ago that
ADHD,
guitar is out of
and
tune.
I need the cooperation of my family to get given a proper diagnosis, but they won't cooperate with me. So I've written the song to help them understand the score.
I like it.
Oops.
Oh, that is so mean spirited. That is so mean. That was.
When you get diagnosed with When you get diagnosed with ADHD, they give you medication, some special drugs to help with your concentration. But what special magic has the NHS got in store for me? Just realised the time, girlfriend's gonna be annoyed. Amphetamine.
You were told, by the way, to do it at a volume where your girlfriend cannot hear you. So let's start the song again. Let's turn it down. Let's do a.
Can you do it in more of a Sean Connery voice?
Exactly. Can we please have the Marlon Brando version of the amphetamine song
Yeah.
at an appropriate volume for your girlfriend, please?
You'd really like it. Also, can you do live subtitles? Because people don't listen to things anymore. So
Exactly.
you can hold up your own subtitles.
Marlon
That would be
Brando
really
version.
helpful.
Okay, so it's amphetamines.
No,
What,
you
like
can't do
meth?
this on Umbrella, I
Yes,
guess.
meth. I want meth to be a better boyfriend. I want meth to help me with the housework. I'll be a better member of society if you just give me methamphetamines. Give me an M.
M.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me a T.
T.
Give me an
H.
What have you got?
Meth.
Yeah, meth, 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 meth. Thank you.
Woo!
I
There
get
we
an
are.
entire comedy club's going.
Hype,
Just
hype, hype,
crazy.
hype. How is the
And,
old comedy circuit in the UK? What are some classic clubs you're playing?
I have a tryout spot at
Ooh.
Fat Penguin on Wednesday.
Oh, hey, I like that. I like that Fat Penguin. I like that. Oh, speaking
I've
of who
got-
will be at the Fat Penguin in February, old John Hastings doing a tour of the United Kingdom. That's right. 1 week only because that nation is in economic collapse and I am also not a famous person. That's a 2 reasons to do small venues close together for 1 week. Please. Be there.
England. Oh,
Please be there.
That's why.
I'm
Their inflation will be at 18% in a month. Go ahead, David.
I've done Mr. Wolf's tonight, which I think you did before. You
Love
did
it.
the rooftop version. Doing Smoke and Mirrors tomorrow. Running Chops on Tuesday. Birmingham on Wednesday doing Fat Penguin. Wednesday doing Cardiff at a venue called La Pantera.
Great.
Which is quite interesting. Cirencester.
I just want to say this Fat Penguin, I believe, is on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, yeah, I'm doing Wednesdays, Fat Penguins.
And then Thursday is Cardiff.
Thursday's Cardiff, yeah.
There you go. Just
Friday, sorry,
Thank
got
you,
it wrong.
Baldy.
Friday is headlining a gig in Cirencester, and then Saturday doing Comedy in a Van, Rob Riley, and then
I love Rob Riley.
And then Sunday doing Hot Water. So I shall tell you how it goes, and then headlining a gig in Lark Lane after Hot Water. So hopefully,
Busy. Sounds
this week
busy.
should be good. Yes, this is possibly the most amount of gigging I've done in consecutiveness.
Yeah, who are you,
outside of
me?
Edinburgh. So
Or me? Who do you think you're some
hopefully-
fucking Canadian?
Yeah, what do you think?
I
Some
do.
Canadian that just
I-
hates England
let's,
for where
let's give it a go.
is,
Let's,
for the
let's see
gig?
how much I can offend them. I know what comedy's all about.
There you go. That's pretty good.
was-
Yeah, that's about
what
right.
was the man
nailed
you
that.
said
sounded
earlier?
just like Tom Stade.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
I also am
Miss-
doing a work in progress in Edinburgh, by the way. I'm not
Where-
promoting
where's
as
that?
part. Also,
Where's
at the
that?
Monkey Barrel. I'm doing the Monkey Barrel weekend before the tour starts.
Mr. Dress Up. Did I do it right? Or is that not the right thing to say?
Nailed it.
How about you
Did
fucking
you
get
say
his
I
fucking
drink milk in bags?
Yeah. No, what you have to say is I like to drink my milk from a bag. Bag.
I'm sorry. I like to drink my milk from a bag. I turned it into an apology. That was good.
Oh, that
Say
was actually.
bag. Say it.
Sorry. Bag.
What?
Yeah.
Can
Gotcha.
you try it
Yeah.
again? You were disconnected.
Do it.
See, when I said it sounded like I wanted lots of cocaine because I went.
Are you actually?
So you got
doing this,
cut
or
off
is it-
again. What happened?
Yeah.
What's going
I'm
on?
the thin white Duke, everybody. Kanye West.
Bring it back.
Kanye West says bag.
Damn it, missed it.
You gotcha. Question coming in from Steve Mooney, and it's a good one. Why are you coming here, John? I'm going to try and get tickets for the Exodus Malarkey gig, but still, why? Well,
Great
'cause
question.
The show did well enough in Edinburgh that it looks like that we can get enough people to come to these things that it's worthwhile. And industry people wanted to see me in London, so we just combined the two things. And also, it's good optics.
Yeah. And you don't
Yeah.
want to get rid of that show title. I'd forgotten when you said you were doing the tour. I forgot that you would name. I thought you might rename the tour, but you
Absolutely
have kept
not.
the tour name. And I was
Of course
like,
I have.
"Oh, my legacy lives on."
Oh, your legacy, buddy! It's going to be eventually released as a special on YouTube. Like it's going to, your legacy will not die, my friend.
And David, you named my album because I decided to go with a vigor, and that was your suggestion. Yeah. So, yeah.
Out of wait a minute, is it out of context? Your album just going to be called Chris Betts with a vigor?
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of stand-up comedy, I'm opening for a guy that we've talked about. We watched most of his special here on the stream. Jeff Allen, the dry bar comedian, who's really a big hack, but might be the best hack ever.
He's like listening to the Monkees, where you go, you know what? I like it.
You did it. You got it. Yeah, David, can you sing "Stepping Stone," please? Girlfriend Safe as Sean Connery.
Oh, good, because cool. Here's my impression of "Stepping Stone" by the Monkees as Sean Connery.
Girlfriend Safe, though. Girlfriend Safe version.
Yeah, of course. Mush, 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 money penny.
Wow,
flawless. That's flawless.
That was really
good. Do you want me to do it as Roger Moore?
Are we sure that wasn't Mickey Dolenz?
Excuse me. Were you David Jones himself?
Was that Sean Connery? Would you like me to do the same song but as Roger Moore?
That's right, but I'd like you to do it as Peter Tork.
Okay, I'll do Peter Tork doing Roger Moore.
Peter Tork. No, it's Peter Tork doing Roger Moore. You're doing Peter Tork.
Peter Tork sounds like the real name of the mystery
no, I can only
driver
do
on,
Roger Moore.
No, you're doing Peter Tork doing Roger Moore.
No, I can only do Roger Moore doing other people. That's what I can do.
Oh, okay. Then you're Roger Moore doing Peter Tork.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Okay. Here's Roger Moore doing Peter Tork doing whatever song he said was for.
Stepping Stone.
Stepping Stone. Sorry, that is important. A woman. Thank you. Thank you.
That's really good. That's
wow.
Thank you. I've been working on that quite a lot.
Is there any other movie besides James Bond and Spice World that Roger Moore is in? I can't think of any other movie he's in.
Guaranteed.
He was in the guaranteed. I like the fact that John is asking us a question. He's like, "Do you remember?" And Chris is like, "In terms of facts, yes."
Yeah, I know that is a fact. Yeah. I don't know how to back it up though. But that's the interesting thing.
Is a TV show.
I feel like he's in one of the police academies. He seems like he was in a police academy movie.
Great if he was.
What would a Roger Moore in a house like this be? I don't know. Is he in Spice World?
What did you just fucking say to me?
Oh, I kind of got my. Have you ever seen Through the Keyhole? You watched enough daytime TV in the UK. Did you ever see Through the Keyhole?
No.
Okay, so the two main things are, you know who David Frost is, obviously Frost Nixon.
Of course.
Are either of you aware of who Lloyd Grossman is?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes, he has sauces.
Yes, Lloyd Grossman does have sauces. He also has the weirdest sounding voice of all time.
What are you talking about? Can I please hear Roger Moore doing Lloyd Grossman?
Oh, yeah, so this is Roger Moore doing Lloyd Grossman.
Thank you. I would like to hear Roger Moore doing Lloyd Grossman, please.
A woman.
Perfect. It's flawless.
Really good. Really good.
Lloyd Grossman is kind of a posh English man, but he's actually Canadian, so it's kind of really posh. He has sauces, and he presented the old version of MasterChef, where there was less of yelling to each other and more of a very serene ambient show where he'd walk around a sparse room asking people what they were cooking. I would get up a video of Lloyd Grossman and just let me see if I can find a good one. He basically, what used to happen was David Frost would be in the studio with a guest 3-celebrity panel, and then Lloyd Grossman will be at somebody's house. So it's like the UK version of Cribs, and Lloyd Grossman would it's like, who would live in a house like this? David, it's over to you. But what he would have done is wander around. He's like, as we can see above the sink is 3 gold medals.
All right,
possibly from the Olympics, and it's like trying to give clues as to who the celebrity is, and then they're like Linford Christie or something like.
I think I hate Lloyd Grossman.
I'm gonna just play this. Is this? I've had this guy's sauce a lot, as it turns out.
There's no way he does the voice in his own commercials.
I think he does.
Of course he does.
This voice is insane. Chris, guess what? You were right to hate this guy.
Flavor some pasta meals with me, Lloyd Grossman. For a
I
mouthwatering
fucking
first,
hate Lloyd
boil up
Grossman.
your pasta. And now for the key ingredient. Heat the rich tomato and basil sauce. Add in your cooked pasta and mix through. And that's how you make a Lloyd Grossman pasta.
Wait a minute.
No added sugar.
Back up. Back the fuck up. What was this? This is one of the most unappetizing meal preparation videos.
And that's how you make a Lloyd.
Why did he put? What's that extra dollop of pasta on top? What is this fucking?
Well, his
That's
name
the
is
call to
Lloyd.
action, John.
He's the only food person saying buy my food. It's gross, man.
Grossman
So,
pasta
you know.
dish with no added sugar. And don't forget our new pizza and lasagna ranges.
It sounds
Go back to the bit where he's putting the sauce into the pasta because I need to hear that sentence again.
I'm gonna have to
bring it back up.
I have to bring it back up again because I literally closed the whole thing. So, but let me just say this:
his accent is fucking bananas.
Do you know
There's no way
interesting
that
thing
that's
about
a
Lloyd Grossman?
real
His
person.
band in 1977, his punk band Jet Bronx and the Forbidden got a song into number 42 in the charts. Thank you very much. What a
David,
weird name.
You see this? You see this right
Yeah.
here? I want to make
Yeah.
this very quickly. I don't know what this is called. Like go towards
It's a knuckle
your
sandwich,
face
John.
for me now knowing who Lloyd Grossman is. I didn't know that. I just thought this was sauce I would buy when I wanted to have delicious late night pasta at my house when I lived in London and went to an all night Sainsbury's. And guess
How's
what
this?
I now can't do?
No, how's this? I knew Lloyd Grossman before the sauce. He was famous for the sauce, you know. You just know him
Sell
'cause of the
that
sauce.
T-shirt.
David,
I'm not kidding.
Sell that T-shirt.
I'm a Lloyd Grossman hipster.
I knew Lloyd Grossman.
Lloyd
before
Grossman,
the sauce.
yeah, Lloyd Grossman was Uncle Ben to me, and much like Uncle Ben, I never want to hear that character talk because let me tell you about the character Uncle Ben from The Rice. I guarantee that it will not be good.
Oh,
He's
I thought
he's called
that you were
it's called
gonna
Ben's
say
now, and it's not a
it's
colored
just
Frenchman
Ben.
now.
This is called Ben's.
It's just called
Yeah.
Ben's. Yeah.
I like that better.
The I thought you were gonna say the thing that Lloyd Grossman and Uncle Ben have in common is the best thing for them to do is to die in an alley.
That's true.
I'm Lloyd Grossman. I'm being attacked with a knife.
Yeah.
What I don't like about being
I'm
attacked
Lloyd
with a knife.
Grossman, and for some reason, I think
That's
that I
quite a
am
big knife you could make a saucy sawn with.
so weird to be Lloyd Grossman because it sounds like I'm making fun of English people and North American people at the same time.
I can only hope that my senseless murder has encouraged my nephew to save the J.
Yeah. When I die, and it will be violent, because that is my want, people will discover everything that they suspected about me is true.
When I do golf streams on my stream, I have a bunch of other people joining me over the mics, and we sat for half an hour before, not doing proper Lloyd Grossman impressions, just half an hour going Lloyd Grossman, just seeing how long you can get them.
There is a guy.
Lloyd Grossman. Sorry.
Lloyd Grossman lives his life knowing that there's people from the before time that if they meet him are going to go, "Why are you talking that way, Lloyd?"
God, I hate his. If I met him,
why wouldn't you?
If I met him, because I used to drink at the Groucho Club semi-regularly for a couple of years.
When was this?
This is like years ago when I was bartending because it was part of the cocktail world. I knew all the bartenders that worked there, so I just got to go in and hang out. And so if I had met him then and I was drunk, I would have yelled at him.
I'm Lloyd Grossman, and I know the people from Blur. That's why I'm hanging out with Groucho in
voice.
2006.
I wouldn't have been able to stop myself.
I'm Lloyd Grossman. Well, I'm Chris Betts. Chris Betts headbutt.
Yeah, I like that, David. I like that a lot. Also, what was the?
Have
what
I
was
told
the,
you that I used
what,
to headbutt people? That
what
was my
the
move.
What was the glass breaking noise you made when you said because you went Chris Butt's headbutt and then went? What was that? Yeah, what was that?
I'll tell you what it is. I've not headbutted someone, and I feel like if I was to headbutt someone, I go like I'd do that.
I don't know why this just reminds me of there was this guy. I don't know what he does now, but he was like a sketch comedian in Toronto, and there was a story of him. This is how he handled not getting picked for a Second City like callback. Like they tell you in the room, like these people can leave. And he started making the noises of a person playing bass in a new metal band, and then he threw every chair that was in the auditorium of the Second City main stage into the street and went home.
Can you reenact the sound for us, please?
Pardon me?
Can you reenact the sound of the new metal bass?
Is apparently what he did, and then and everyone was like, "What's he doing?" And then a friend of mine who was there, who's been to like through small town Canada, was like, "I don't know, but we probably should leave because this is gonna get nuts." And he threw every chair in the street.
That sounds like the kind of crazy. This is how like insane some people that are drawn to comedy are. I bet he showed up to the next class.
No, he did not. He then had like a real political problem with Second City for like the 3 years that I knew him.
Oh, okay, because I could absolutely see someone like just smashing it up and then showing up being like, right, I'm ready for the next run.
Yeah, now that I've learned, of
go.
course. I mean, you're not wrong. Comedy is filled with insane people. Go ahead, David.
I found out my new favorite running away from potential rioting fact, which is a weird niche, But
See, I gotta tell you, based on the way your country's going, that you're gonna, you know what, you're gonna have an opportunity to try out some of
Lloyd
that.
Grossman's top 10 running away from a rioting.
I'm Lloyd Grossman, and what am I gonna do when the rising middle class actually comes for my head? Is I'm just gonna jack off because I'm into blood.
Is anyone collecting all the insanely bleak headlines that have been going out in the UK over the last like 4 months about just like maybe eating is overrated? And like, here are foods that you can still eat when they're moldy. Like those are like front page stories. That's how bad it's gotten.
Have you guys, if you want just something out of catharsis, the Led by Donkeys Instagram page is like really doing some very fun fuck you art sort of pieces of like taking Jacob Rees-Mogg on a van screen of him being like, the delays will not be in Dover, they will be in Calais, and then just putting that screen in the middle of traffic and just playing it over and over again, and just and there's something about it where you're like, you know what, we get into that phase of the UK where I'm like, this is funny, we've entered the part which no one talks about, which was that part during Trump when it was deep COVID lockdown, and he was like, maybe we inject bleach, and let's all fucking be honest with ourselves.
How do we get sunshine into our body? Maybe
it's like there's a small part of it because it was so horrible, but there's a small part being like, holy shit, this guy's in charge. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel like the UK is in that place where it's like, oh, like you guys are what's gonna happen? Like this is gonna
bad. You know what's gonna happen? David's gonna escape a riot.
Go ahead, David. David Hoare, you're stuck in a riot. I'm Lloyd Grossman.
So, the famousest night in all of hip hop being the night where it's East Coast v West Coast at the Source Awards.
Of course.
Yep, incredible.
Where Suge Knight said, when you got your producer all in the videos.
Yeah.
And also Outkast got booed for winning Best Artist. And
that's right. You ain't got no love for the South.
And then whilst they were booing, Andre 1000 said, I think the South's got something to say, and then walked off more determined than anything. Questlove was there with his girlfriend at the time and was like, people are about to get shot, I think. So we should leave. And as he was leaving the venue in a hurry, somebody just handed him a CD. And he's like, I just want to get out of this rioting. And this person's like, you should take this CD. And he was like, okay. And then several days later, found that CD and listened to it. And that was D'Angelo's first album. And that's how he ended up producing Voodoo.
Holy shit.
Whoa! So
how is that going to help you?
That's crazy.
Are you going to take whatever CD someone hands you in a riot and go home and be like, God, I want to see this black man shirtless? That's the only thing.
So I've heard a separate part of that about how, which is because I want to know how these two stories fit together. Because the one that I heard Questlove talk about was he really wanted to work with D'Angelo once he sort of found out about it. And then, so they're doing a Roots concert, and he knows that D'Angelo's in the crowd. And so instead of playing the normal drums that he does, he plays like really like idiosyncratic, strange drum fills that he knows that fucking D'Angelo's going to love. So there's this huge concert, but he's just playing to D'Angelo, and the rest of the band's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it. Just, you know. So I'm into, like, that's weird that.
I can tell you more on that. So he played that whole gig, and the rest of the band like, what are you doing? And he got to a solo, and rather than doing his normal solo, he started playing the drum beat from 4, which is a Prince side project called Madhouse Drum Fill that like only niche Prince fans would know.
Yeah.
And D'Angelo on the balcony stood next to a then unknown Erykah Badu. Extra fun for that story. It's like, yes, when nobody else in the venue knew what the fuck he was doing. And Questlove was basically like, played a drum fill, heard D'Angelo go, yes, and went, I've got him, and then carried on doing the gig.
Dope.
But yeah, so somebody had said to Questlove, you should play on this guy D'Angelo's album. And he was like, what is it? And he was like, R&B. And he went, nope, not playing any on area R&B. R&B sucks. I'm a hip hop drummer. And then at said near riot, running out, given the CD, went, oh, what is this? Put it on, listen to it. Went, oh, I missed out on playing on Perfection. And he was like, I want to work with this guy. And then he'd been trying to like work out how to do it. And then he was at a gig and he saw the silhouette of D'Angelo on the balcony and was like, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. I could have been given so many chances to guess at which 90s mostly famous R&B artist and Questlove facts that Chris and David would have, and I would never have gotten to D'Angelo.
D'Angelo's the best one. D'Angelo's
great. I love
Voodoo
D'Angelo,
is
and I
top 10 albums, maybe.
Also, like, who doesn't enjoy just
Brown
how
Sugar.
often that
Brown-
guy was shirtless? It was the weird, like the 90s were so just like, hey, 14-year-olds, you want to jack off? Welcome to culture. And except for D'Angelo, who was just a black silhouette, just posing with that, but I'll be singing, and it
was
be smooth,
crazy. It was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
was
great. Did you see D'Angelo released a song last week?
No, I honestly,
song?
if you told me D'Angelo was dead, I would have been like, that makes sense. He died of being sexy.
It is instrumental. I was
Shut
so
the fuck
mad.
up. Shut the fuck up.
I put it on so excited. There's no vocals on it at all.
For those of you that don't know, D'Angelo released his first album in '94.
Is that Brown Sugar?
That's
Brown
wild.
Sugar in '94.
That album
He then
was
spent
crazy. So good.
5 years making Voodoo with Questlove, released in 2000.
Perfect album.
Perfect album.
Spanish
He
joint?
then
Shut
didn't
the fuck up.
Fucking.
Are you about to play D'Angelo?
Not very well, but yes. What's that one called? That one is the fucking.
Yeah, another one.
This is one thing that no one gives streamings credit is everyone's musical taste is so much better because the algorithm has got like what we like love at the core of songs. So the idea that David and I can we could do a full 4 hours on why Seventh Son is a better album than Number of the Beast. Yeah, I fucking said it.
I would agree.
Yeah, well, we're both moon children. But the fact that you like D'Angelo and that, wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Wild.
intently as well. And then D'Angelo didn't release another album until 2015. And he
The fuck is
nearly
he,
was going to
Axl
release
Rose?
it later.
Black Voodoo?
Black Messiah.
Black Messiah, sorry.
Which he was going to release later than, and then the Black Lives Matter riots happened, and To Pimp a Butterfly came out, and he went, "Oh shit, I need to release my album like today, or else I'm gonna get left behind."
Yeah.
So he released it. He was going to delay his album that had been delayed for 16 years, and then he went, "Oh shit, I better release it now."
Wow. That abs thing broke him, right?
What?
So the reason that he wasn't around for a lot of that 16 years was because he got like major anxiety about his body, because every time he got on stage, women were all just screaming, "Take your shirt off." And it was like, it was like a Chippendale show for them. And so he got super like obsessed with that. And then that like led into a depression. And then he got super overweight because he couldn't face like the health side of it, and sort of went all the way the other side. And he's like a recluse anyway. And so we just didn't hear from him for years. And then he got his head right, came back, started making music, and then released early. Yeah, man. It's D'Angelo was on a whole, it was a fucking
He's mental.
ride for that
If you want to watch one of the best award show appearances ever, you should find him playing Sugar Daddy at an award show, because he plays a song that hasn't been released yet, and he plays the song on the album is about a 7-minute song. He plays a 14-minute long version at an award show, and he basically plays the whole song and then plays a jam at the end.
I miss
fucking incredible.
Award shows used to be literally for 4 hours on 4 to 5 hours on Sunday 1 week. Celebrities were just handed a television channel, like a full channel, and anything could the MTV Video Music Awards, if we look back, are insane. Some of the things that happened.
Rage Against the Machine climbing the
Oh my
statue.
god, the best.
I think that's the only
whilst
one that I
Limp Bizkit are
remember.
playing.
Yeah.
Limp
And he
Bizkit was not
apologized.
playing. Go fuck yourselves. Limp Bizkit was receiving an award, and
Right.
it was that they were so frustrated and done. Like Rage Against the Machine was imploding at that point, to the point, and he was just like, "Fuck this," and just did it. And then Zach De La Rocha was so upset. Apparently, like, we're artists. That's my impression of Zach De La Rocha, by the way. I guarantee that guy sucks to work with. Like, there's no way. This is what no one thought in Rage Against the Machine. I can't wait for Zach to get here because he'll be so reasonable about his ideas.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's got a sense of humor about it.
Oh, certainly
Can't-
not.
There's no light ribbing Zach De La Rocha.
Can I just say I really liked your impression of Zach De La Rocha? Do you want me to hear my impression of Roger Moore doing an impression of you? Doing
Certainly would.
Zach
Let's
De
do
La
it.
Rocha?
Of course.
A woman?
Oh, it's flawless.
No. Wow.
Captured it. God damn that. God damn it. Oh my god! But the insane things. Sebastian Bach is still banned from MTV, I think, because he wore as a T-shirt. And I want everyone to remember this. This is a T-shirt a human being wore around other human beings in a time that was in my life. He wore a shirt on national television that said, AIDS kills dead. That's just the T-shirt he wore on television. And it
got a bit of a Westboro Baptist vibe to it.
Certainly does. And it took MTV like 10 years for them to retroactively be like, he's banned. Like it took them that long to be like, wait, what did we let happen? Yeah,
we
better
actually
take
don't
some
agree
action
with
on
that.
Yeah, like, oh, we were on board at the time. Like Andrew Dice Clay, I think, got like almost arrested by the FCC or something for something he said. Like, it was nuts. There was
Do you know about Jarvis Cocker?
What did Jarvis Cocker do?
So I think it was the 1995 or 1996 Brits. Somebody, yes, Maples put it in there, but I was going to mention it as well. Jarvis Cocker, Michael Jackson was playing at the Brit Awards, and he basically had a bunch of kids with him, but he was playing like Earth Song or something. He basically made himself out to look like Jesus on stage. And was singing. It was one of the most self-aggrandizing things ever. And Jarvis Cocker was like, I'm not fucking having Michael Jackson pretending he's literally God. So he went up on stage in amongst the kids, just like circling around them. Michael Jackson hadn't realized. And he was just doing this, literally with his hands. He didn't remove his clothes. He was just going. And Michael Jackson's estate got him arrested as a paedophile. And
pot calling the kettle black, which is also
I know, very interesting. And they basically were like, you've got to go to court and prove that you're not. And his lawyer was the comedian who was previously a lawyer. So representing Jarvis Cocker in court was Bob Mortimer.
That's so fucking funny. That's so funny.
Crazy.
That's fantastic. That's like Greg Giraldo representing Jeffrey Ross.
Yikes.
That's a reveal. Is that why Bob Mortimer's so good on Would I Lie to You or whatever the hell that show's called?
No, he's so good on Would I Lie to You because he's a genius. But
I love there's just certain guys in comedy that
just got those stories.
Every English person just absolutely fucking loves Bob Mortimer.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bob Mortimer also the guy from The Team with the other guy?
The Team?
Yeah, is Bob in a thing?
Vic and Bob.
Yeah.
Vic and Bob. Vic Mortimer. It was actually so. It's amazing. Like, he basically was a lawyer, moved to London to be with his girlfriend. His girlfriend left him. He lived in London, depressed, didn't know anybody, was just being a lawyer. Somebody from his hometown came and knocked on his door and went, your mum gave me your address. Do you want to come down the pub? And Bob Mortimer wouldn't have gone out, but he basically was like, I've got nothing else to do. So he went, do you want to come? We're going to go to the pub and see this guy called Vic Reeves. He does a show called Big Night Out. Went down there and watched it, thought it was amazing. Went every single week after that and got involved. And by about week 10, people from Channel 4 were there like, do you want to do a TV show? And he basically ended up doing like a big...
Oh my God, show business used to be so fucking easy.
No. This is also the most particular thing. British show business used to literally just be, you did like 7 gigs and they were like, do you want like 8 TV series? Like
yeah.
And it's like, yeah. And they're like, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
It used to be so easy.
The amount of my friends that have now revealed to me when I first moved to the UK, I could not figure out how some of my friends lived, and then finding out how much those DVD deals worth, there are a couple of people I want to go back in time and punch in the back of the head, because I'm like, yeah, no fucking wonder you could just hang out in London when you got £90,000 in 2010 from Universal. The fuck.
Yeah, for doing something you'd already written, and then because there was just no show.
No, David. Nothing. They were literally given holding deals where it was.
Even have to make it special.
If you get big enough to make a DVD, we get the first one, but here's this amount of money.
Yeah.
Is that the thing that Jim Jeffries was in when this DVD company like imploded because he got offered? He was like the first person since Billy Connolly to be a non-American offered HBO special. Yeah. And his DVD company were like, no, and like somebody left the DVD company in protest.
They tried, and he just what he did was he just gave the money back. and then they couldn't do anything.
And he was basically in debt for like a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And isn't it so funny that it wasn't the HBO thing that blew him up? It was getting punched at the Comedy Store in Manchester.
No, but what it was the getting punched at the Comedy Store in Manchester is what got him to Just for Laughs, is what got him that HBO thing.
Oh, okay.
Because he was the guy that they basically were like, DVDs are not still a thing. But it was basically, they're like, HBO doesn't launch people anymore. We need to launch someone. And basically Jim Jeffries was doing an hour in Just for Laughs that was just all the endings of all of his Edinburgh shows strung together. Wow. That's why his HBO special, I swear to God, is an absolute fucking banger, because it's like 10 years of Edinburgh shows. He just did the one good bit from all of them. And you're like,
shit. Which one is that? Is that Alcoholocaust?
No, it's the one before Alcoholocaust called I Swear to God. That one is.
Yeah.
Woo!
My favorite fact about that is he was told not to say cunt in the first 15 minutes. And he says, like, if you time that like clockwork, you can time my HBO special to the minute. If you look at 15 minutes, I'd say pandas are a bunch of cunts, aren't they?
That special is so goddamn tight. Like, you watch it and you're like, fuck me.
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah. I remember I always meant to ask JJ, because JJ was living in the house that Jim lived in when that happened.
Yeah.
Because
it was our agent that decided to release the video too, wasn't it?
He was already, he did it at a house party.
Yeah.
I know that it was that. It was that he got given the DVD, and it was at a time when like YouTube, I remember seeing it. Like, it was in 2006 or 7. It was one of the earliest things uploaded to YouTube. Like, it was one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, you could upload to YouTube. That's insane.
Yeah.
The Punch, you mean?
Yeah, The Punch. Yeah, I remember seeing it. I'd never heard of him before, and it was years before I made the connection. Like, but yeah, that's so. What happened? How did Brett do it? So Brett Vincent's our agent. He was.
I met Brett Vincent, and he appeared. I didn't know who he was, and I went, "What's on your badge?" And he went, "Oh, it's a badge that says always be." Was it always be Paul Byrne? Or
no, what would Paul Byrne do?
What would Paul Byrne do? And I was like, "Oh, I made like a Batman bed song for him," and he was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And then Morgan was like, "This is Brett," and I was like, "Oh fuck, hi." I should probably have come in a bit less kind of like, "Oh, I know the man."
It was that's so funny. It was so funny because those someone was with that pin, and I could see them trying to figure out what the pin said, and someone was wearing it, and it was one of those things where I'm like, "Oh no, it's gonna make this person." They're like, "What would?" And then I could see their like face get handed. I was like, no. Yeah. The idea of Jim Jeffries at an ACMS Diamond Geyser is crazy. Coming in from Diamond Geyser. Also, and by the way, I like Jim. This is coming in from Yes Meatballs. I like Jim Jeffries, but I always feel that eventually serious allegations will be made against him. Yes Meatballs. I feel that is a international consensus where we're all kind of like, yeah. I don't know what. Haven't heard a fucking thing, but still, you know what I mean? We're like,
yeah, he was too drunk for too long.
That's right. That's exactly where I've landed on that one.
Yeah.
Right, David?
Yeah.
Society's rough.
Yeah. The hope is it'll just be like, yeah, he was a fucking creep. I'll be like, okay. Sober now, fine.
Yeah, but, I mean, I've heard enough stories of him being an asshole. Never a creep.
Oh yeah,
but I've heard enough stories of him just being a twat.
I also think that all British comedians at that time period were fucking assholes.
Yeah,
because all of the guys, so many people have asshole stories, and then all of the guys from that time, when you ask them about those incidences, their defense is always horrible. Like, you know, when someone's telling their side, and you're like, you are helping your opponent. Like, you need an advocate. You need to stop defending yourself. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, whenever someone says, so what happened? And they start with, well, this asshole. We're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm immediately not on your side.
Yeah. I find it funny when you see somebody of that era who maybe wasn't as much of an asshole as the rest of them, and they're like always hanging out with the younger crowd, and people try to insinuate that they're creepy. And I'm like, no, I think it's probably because they like their job, and everyone from their era is a fucking prick.
100%. 100%.
Also, if they were all right, they probably weren't that popular, because if everyone's a dick, then they don't like the person that's not a dick. And so they're probably like, I'm not actually that close with the people that I did shows with. We're a bunch of cunts.
Like something I always think of about British comedy in the 2000s is imagine being sober around those people. Like none of them. These are people, my friends, and they all are like, "Well, I don't drink like I used to," and I still am like, "You should drink like you do now." You know what I mean? Like it's so insane.
Yeah.
There's a I don't know if this is a fun story for you guys or not, but one of my friends, who's a comedian who you may know,
Is it me? Story about me?
has a bit that's been just like definitively stolen by a much bigger comedian, and the bit is about whether like it's a story about him doing drugs for the first time.
The names in the private chat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
So
right
the person who wrote the original bit, and it's literally just a story that he did with his friends.
Is your friend James Corden? Is your friend James Corden? Friend is James Corden.
Good. No.
Is it Noel Fielding and James Corden? Are you friends with Noel Fielding and James Corden? Wait a minute. Is you Carlos Mencia?
So this is the person that actually wrote the bit,
Carlos
and
Mencia?
that's the person that wrote the bit and had the actual experience. And the joke is like, I didn't know how to do drugs so much that I had to Google how to do drugs when I did them. And then they're talking about the fact that the person who stole it from them just looks like they're on cocaine constantly, and they're in their bit trying to be like, I didn't even know how to do drugs. It's like, you look like you do drugs every day.
Who stole the bit? You fucking slow telling them. We're not telling this because as there has already been a lawsuit in the UK over bit material recently, which by the way is so embarrassing. Everyone involved should be embarrassed.
Really? I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing.
I literally, my brain went blank just a second. I was like, no, I've just forgotten the other person's name. So
there's a part of me, and I don't know why it feels like David doesn't quite know the technology, and it is possible that he's just going to put this in the regular chat. And if
I double checked that,
I was so hoping for that to happen. I was so hoping for that to happen. I wanted that to happen so badly. Am I the only one who wanted? If there's something about it that would have just been, because if it's not, Chris, imagine that happening and it's not us. You know what I mean? That's why that would have been good. Isn't that good?
One of us
That's
is gonna
good.
do it.
Yeah, one of us is going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I've accidentally said names on here before.
Oh, I got to tell you.
We were all trying to dodge around it, did such a good job, and then it just comes out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah. I've also, you could look back and haven't done.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So this is who stole the bit.
Okay, let's look. Okay, let's go.
Oh,
I know, right? It's kind of annoying, isn't it?
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that
that's
at
funny.
all.
That actually tracks because of my. I'm in a couple of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen WhatsApp groups, and I'm also on one that's actually sort of downstream from a much bigger one, which is nice. But yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff's happening about that gentleman. Not allowed to close at certain clubs. Anymore.
Really?
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. Do you have to go after the stream? Because I want to hear that story.
Of course. I got a couple of minutes.
Good man.
Imagine. I wish it was. If it was Russell Brand, I would absolutely tell you. I invite attention, Russell Brand. I invite all legal action from you. I would like an opportunity to depose you. You piece of human garbage. Fuck you, Russell fucking Brand.
Can I stand behind you going?
Yeah.
Still my favorite, Finn Taylor talking about how
oh my god
he's a sex predator, and then Russell Brand's agent coming and being like, you can't say that. He's like, actually I can.
No.
Send your lawyers
First of all, it is allegedly so much more gangster what the agent allegedly did, which is the agent watched the show, sat in the dressing room, and quizzed Finn on British slander laws. Did you know about this? Yes, I did. Did you know? Oh, guess who almost just said a name? This guy right there almost said that agent's name. Don't want to say that person's name, not at all. That person really likes me. And
private chat.
I mean, it's very easy to figure out.
So easy to Google.
I'm not going to do it.
So easy to Google. Are you putting the name in the chat? Because I'll do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Make sure you get it in the right chat.
It's all I can think of now. I got news for you. This one would not be a big deal, at all.
So Googleable.
Oh my god! I was explaining that to someone recently.
Really?
Story about that goddamn ticket taker. Oh yeah, that person's a gangster. They will go
Ride or
End of
die.
the Earth, end of the Earth for your
shit.
client. That's right.
Oh no.
Later dropped Russell because I assume
it was getting too real.
There was some sort of legal thing that they needed to do, and then a lawyer was like, "Well, actually, it turns out you're on this side." And she was like, "What?" Is what I assume happened. I have no idea. Allegedly, supposedly.
But Diamond, he didn't take it out. He kept doing it. Right, John?
Yeah, he kept doing it.
Yeah, Finn kept doing the joke. He didn't stop doing it. He kept doing it because they were legally they didn't have a leg to stand on.
Then Ed Knight did it the next year. I remember it was 2 years in a row. And
I've seen Brendan Burns do it many times.
Oh yeah, so of course, Brendan Burns, of course, loved doing that.
Yeah, 2015 being like, oh no, 2016, 17 being like, I can't wait to see that man's career end, and we're still waiting.
Brendan ended his own career. Wait a minute, how long ago has it been since Brendan stopped being? Oh my God, it's been so long. That's so crazy.
I think it's been like a year since he was on here, a year and a bit, and that was when he was giving us crypto advice.
Oh,
and he'd already quit stand up at that point.
Well, he quit stand up in, I'm going to say 2018. He was talking about quitting stand up in 2018, the year of our Lord, 2000. I don't know what he's doing. He might be back.
Who knows? Who knows with that scamp? You guys,
he's a real rascal. Oh my God, are we done?
We're at 2 hours.
David, plug your album. I didn't even plug my tour. I did plug the fact that
we didn't talk about fucking cruise ships, man. So we're gonna do that on a Patreon episode. So join the Patreon. Patreon.com/Untitled Twitch stream if you want John's cruise ship stories.
And if you don't,
it's not recorded yet, but we're gonna do it.
If you follow that link, it has that I put in the chat, campsite.bio. If you click on it, it's got links to Bandcamp where you can buy it, which really, really, really supports me because that's like direct. Or you can listen to it on Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Amazon Music, Apple Music. You can buy it on iTunes. Check it out. It's called Irredeemable Filth. It's a 31-song musical comedy album, although fucking Spotify has it listed as an audiobook. I can't work out why.
Sounds right.
That'll be because of royalty stuff that my record label's suing them over.
That's exactly what it's over. Over.
Songs.
Doesn't matter.
They're doing all comedy, poet, everything. They're trying to only pay us half the royalties they owe us, and my record label's suing them right now. So hopefully that'll all be fixed within a year. But
yeah. Chris, we have two things we can talk about off private chat because I have some. I thought I gave you. I got a sneaky update on that. I can give you a little update.
I'm being fucked.
Post show.
Okay.
We're all being fucked, David.
You're all being fucked. But if that lawsuit goes through, we will no longer have been being fucked. Also, are you submitting to Sirius XM and Pandora and stuff like that, David?
I think it's already on. I used DistroKid. I will double check.
Definitely check. That's where the money is.
We'll talk about this off age.
Anyway, we're made somebody.
Guys, what a great show. Thank you so much for joining us. David Hoare's album. Please go purchase it. Please go support him.
The last 8 songs on it are a suite of motivational comedy songs. So the first 20-odd tracks are just comedy songs. And the last 8 is like, if you whack that on, you'll be motivated. But I also talk about my genitals a lot. So hope you enjoy it. The best guitar solo I ever did is in that. So
amazing. We're gonna raid. David, we're gonna raid Jay Muse from Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh my God! And the of course raid message is buy David Hoare's album. Hey, did you buy David Hoare's album? David Hoare is a whore for album sales. Stuff like that. Riff on
but
it.
Like
you know
all of that together in a row.
Like fun things like who's a whore, but spell like David Hoare. Like who's David Hoare?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's a whore? David. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's fun.
All right, I'm starting the raid. Here comes an old lady talking about sex. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
That's all. Penis into her vagina. That's all.